Hello. Microphone check. Currently looking at Google Earth. I'll be looking at one of these volcanoes in South America. Rica. Looks snowy or ashy or both. You can see some lava flows from previous eruptions going down pretty much each side of the each flank. Now let's go find it. In Chile. Down right on top of it. That looks like lava activity at the summit. I would say that there is a possible lava lake at the summit. Let's go to true color so we can see it in color. This is the latest date, 12/15/2023. We're looking at Villarrica in Chile, South America. An active volcano that has had some eruptions, some activity, but as we saw in the Google Earth flyby, this is the Global Volcanism Program, Smithsonian Institution. Villarrica is a stratovolcano in Chile, and it's had some eruptions over the last month. Let's close that out. Google Earth. Come back to the volcano. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn on my chroma. There we go. Right here. We're looking at here is the summit of the volcano Villarrica. Now, this doesn't mean that it's erupting. It just means there's lava activity at the summit. There has been eruptions previously, so it's not. But let's take a get another look. Let's go back a day. Back another day. Okay, that's more like it. That's more of an eruption looking state of the volcano here. While the lava lake looks to be centered around a bunch of hardened lava. It comes up through the middle. Hammers it. Gets through. Causes air pressure changes and oxygen and other elements to reach the magma, usually causing a chain reaction. A lot of smoke, a lot of burning material, not just an eruption, but just meeting elements. A lot of material that's on top of this that oxygen can't get through. As soon as it starts getting out, it starts bleeding. Let's take a time lapse of this. This volcano looks like it's doing some work. Turn it up. Really does clear its summit top every time that it warms up, or I would say erupts, because it's coming down the sides on the flanks of the volcano. So this is a recent eruptive behavior. Because saying a volcano is erupting is kind of a misnomer, because if it's active within the last 10,000 years, it's an active volcano. Anything past that is dormant. And this little guy, as the Global Volcanism Program noted, that had certain eruptive behavior as of the 9th, it's the 15th, and we're still seeing it. We're seeing a greater amount of heat dissipating and melting the summit of snow. Let's come out a little bit. We can get the entire volcano in the shot this time. And that's the summit. Volcano is very large. Let's make a time lapse of this false color. We can see its summit over time. We'll check moisture levels after this, and this volcano in Chile looks like it's really ramping up activity. Amazing visuals. Moisture index. Heat, fire, and especially lava drive away moisture, and if the moisture doesn't get away in time, it's going to get boiled, flashed, something. See that little tiny eye right there? That right there is the summit of the volcano. The lava intrusion to the summit. This is what we're seeing here with that melt. The volcano has a lot of snow covering it, and as eruptions happen, even I can't think of the word right now, apologize. As this heats up, it's going to cause avalanches and snowfalls and extreme snow melt. If this volcano still has glaciers, those glaciers can be met with heated water, heated temperatures, and a lahar. It's a superheated volcano drool. Seeing it like this, it makes me think of that. There is were a lot more material that was being melted than looked to be from the summit, because it looked like it just cleared down a few hundred feet of itself. Definitely looking like it's getting bigger, or it's just not being obscured as much by its own material. But it's very active. Interesting volcano. We'll Google Earth back up. Next volcano we're looking at is called Semeru. A lot of volcanoes in Indonesia. We're looking at ones that have this, just like the last volcano we looked at. It's cleared down its vegetation, its snow, its ice, glaciers, peaks. It's rolled it down. We see here. This doesn't mean that it's just lava. It might have not been lava. It could have also been a lahar, quite common. We see the vegetation completely obliterated from its peak. All right. Take a look at Semeru. See if I can get a 3D off Sentinel Hub. Oh, I have insufficient credits for 3D. Well, that's great. Well, at least Google Earth does the 3D now. Or for me, because I can't use 3D in Sentinel Hub because it's expensive. No more doing that. You can see here that this volcano here, familiar shape with these sort of a union symbol as it collapses and collapses and then collapses more. Let's take a look at it in false color. We can definitely see some lava here. Look at this, look at a time lapse of the last 30 days. It's a lot of heat. A lot of heat on the dome, and it is causing a massive, like, this, the Google Earth 3D image really, it's, what am I trying to say here? This area right here, you can see the lahars coming down the cracks, lava, especially the hot boiled lava, hot boiled water that's skimming out of the volcano. Also, if any glaciers were existing or snowbanks, those will be melted, and those will cause lahars too if it reaches temperature enough. Regardless, it's a lot of material that gets flowed down that's boiling hot, regardless if it's liquid or if it's lava, if it's rocky. Even then, this is a lot of activity for a volcano that unfortunately took dozens of lives. Talking about Merapi. Not too far away. Go back to Semaru first and look at it in true color. We can see any smoke, any clumps of dust coming up. Nope. Going on to its neighbor, Merapi. False color. Do see some activity here. Right here. That lines up. See if we can see it through color. Nope. A lot of cloud obscurity hiding very dangerous eruptions, unfortunately. Next volcano, Ubanus. Way out the way. This is a volcano in Peru. Big summit collapse from before. It's home to many, many rocky mountains. This is a very active volcano along the mountainy area in Peru. This is volcano false color. You can potentially see its lava summit. Come up a little further north. There we go. Cloud obscured. You can sort of see the volcano here. Ulataluk. And we can see its vegetation. We can see ash dump on the side here. We're not seeing any magma or lava at the summit, which is fine. Now, check my favorite volcano, Anak Krakatoa. Anak Krakatoa gets bigger and bigger. It is a great volcano that like this. It goes much deeper, much deeper. Used to be Krakatoa, and that island was completely destroyed due to an eruption in the late 1800s. 30,000 settlers, natives, perished in the explosion. And decades later, Anak Krakatoa rose from the deep as a new earthly being. Take a look at this. Yeah, that's it. That's Krakatoa. See where the lava comes out. It is one large volcano because what we're seeing above sea level is its peak. The volcano goes much further deeper down under the sea. It's a very fiery giant. Just is 80 meters above sea level. It's not very large, but it has these spectacular eruptions that just keep adding so much more material on top of the island. And you'll get some new pumice rafts. You'll get lava that meets the water that turns into these rocky boulders that just wind up everywhere. The lava pillows that just keep imploding, exploding, and just keep driving itself further deeper down. The colder it gets. This is a pretty spectacular eruptions that this volcano has been having, and a very constant, steady stream of eruption. I don't think that's steam. I think this is volcanic ejecta. We see the material. Let's do an explosion, eruption right here. Moisture index. A bit better view of eruptions. It's spectacular. These are some big eruptions that are happening with Krakatoa. The Krakatoa Natural Reserve, Indonesia. Okay, what other volcanoes can we look at? Let's look at this Kyoto Island. The ephemeral island that's just south of Kyoto Island. Home to a volcano that is... No, we're not going to be able to get a good glimpse of it. Oh, we can actually see it down here. Looks like it's connecting here, and it's making this little channel here. Connected here. So this will be connected next as material begins to slow. And the eruptions happen like that. This is a submarine volcano, or at least it is a volcano on this island. Volcano Iota might have had a submarine eruption that came out in the water that eventually began building this ephemeral island. The blue here, that's the island there. Well, it looks like it is connecting. It's becoming a bridge. Take a look at this volcano. I don't think I've looked at this volcano on this channel before. It is called the Herd. It's the Herd volcano on Herd Island. Herd and McDonald Island. False color. Just so we can see its eye. Ooh. Yeah, that's alive right there. Must have been some eruption. This looks like an eruption right here. If we can see anything in true color. Not really. Ah, here we go. You can get an idea of just how large the top of this volcano is. And you have a little volcano here that's exploding. Pretty massive. It's volcano, massive island. And it just looks like it's there on the top. It has this volcanic summit. Might have been collapses at the lava dome. It looks on Google Earth. You get a better idea of the size of this volcano. It is the island. Looks like it had collapses in its caldera, and it rose a new peak. So this looks like collapse here, and this is a new peak that formed in the middle of it. Quite a volcano. Can we see its summit from here? There we go. Not much to say about this volcano. It's way east of Australia, but it is currently erupting. You can see some water here. A lot of activity that's happening on this island. Very remote island. Heard in McDonald Island. Now, there are two volcanoes I wanted to take a look at that are in the Democratic Republic of Congo. One volcano is Iragango, and the other one is Nyamulagira. Let's take a look at that one first. That is stratovolcano in Democratic Republic of Congo, Nyamulagira. These volcanoes are pretty close together, but a few years ago, unexpectedly, this volcano north of Goma erupted, sending everybody fleeing in the middle of the night, fleeing from a 40 to 50 foot wall of lava that was currently encroaching on their territory. They all had to flee to Rwanda. This journey had to have been hell on earth, because any proximity to lava like in the size of that is going to be hell. It's going to be heat. It's going to destroy anything it touches. And right off there we see here, this is a volcano, Nyamulagira. In false color we can see, yeah, this does look like pretty spectacular eruptions that this volcano is having. Let's make a time lapse of it. Very impressive volcano, very fearsome. Anybody with proximity to this volcano will probably hear this thing cracking. Lahars, lava flows, it's all coming out. Make a true color, see if we can see anything on this volcano, and it doesn't look like it. Oh, right here we can. See the steam coming off the side, the southern flank. And moisture index. Pretty spectacular volcano. You can see summit right here. Yeah. I wonder why it changed. No, it's still there. Okay. Now for its neighbor, Nyiragongo. Nyiragongo. It is just a neighbor of the other volcano we were just looking at. This is a lava lake. So there'd be a lot of gases that would come out of the water. A lot of hazards, a lot of dangers living this close to such an active volcano. Oh, nothing here. Still see volcano here. Nyiragongo, just north of Nyiragongo. Take a look at volcanoes in Alaska, the first being Shishalden on Unamak Island. Okay. Take that off here. This is the volcano right here. Looks like it's still steaming, but I don't see any lava at the summit. I don't see a lava lake at the summit. But it does look like it's still in eruption. Now let's take a look at the Great Sitkim. False color. See some good images of the entire island itself, but not of the volcano. Alright, on that note, I'm gonna change it up to wildfire. In a few days, but let's start back over Senegal. We're just looking at Africa on the other side of Africa at volcanoes. Now we're looking at West Africa and Senegal at wildfires. There are plenty. This looks like an out of control burn. That is a huge burn. So, this is Senegal, West Africa. Seeing a lot of fire. A lot of fire. Yeah, this looks like it'd be too much fire just randomly do at the end of a video for volcanoes. Oh wow. This is pretty spectacular fires we're seeing here. West Africa is seeing way too much fire. Now this is Côte d'Ivoire, West Africa. Côte d'Ivoire, Africa. This was called the Zanzan district. These burns are hugely numerous. That's a lot of fire in just the past few days for anyone. We can see here, fire spread out. Some pretty deep-seated looking flames. You can see some fire that begins up here. On the 5th. And then on the 15th. And all the way down. That's a lot of fire. All the way down this ridge here. This is the potential to burn down here. A lot of rivers and channels, ditches. Fire loves slope. Fire will use the slope. Use its own momentum. The air is, say, the wind is blowing south. and inside this valley or river is blowing west, it's going to help this fire that's currently going over these sides of the river, its momentum, to be able to avoid plunging into the water. We've seen a lot of that fire startups all along these river systems as the wind blows. Just starts it all back over again as it grows. This is a really deep fire here. Just a few days ago, on the 15th, there was no fire. On the 20th, we got introductions of fire in the north and west sides of this frame. Fires look like just tumbles around, just any kind of material falling out. That's massive. Huge fires, and this is just today too. So this is the most recent scans of these fires in across Africa. Let's go war zone. You see some fire right here. You know, all over the place too, but you can actually see the flames that are shooting up right here. There's some very serious fires that are happening all across Africa. I have an episode of a lot of fires all throughout these western, from Senegal to Cote d'Ivoire, going as far as Cameroon. You're just seeing just an incredible spread of fire behavior all across Africa, from Cameroon to Senegal. That is a massive amount of territory stretched across that's currently burning. A lot of different local ecologies that are introduced with fire that be very damaging. Back to this. Let's see fire here. Plenty of burn. This is a lot of loss. You can see the villages where the fire is encroaching will start resembling a circle. They fight all around the perimeter of the city as far as they can. Here's a good example of wildfires meeting rivers. And it says lower right hand side here, you see this burn take over the 10 square meters, like it's just massive. What is that? It's 5 1/3 square kilometers. These wildfires are looking real rough for Cameroon. Nigeria is seeing a lot of wildfires. Nigeria is a country of 230 million people or more. So it's a lot of fire. Do a time lapse of this. This is northern Nigeria, northwest Nigeria. Seeing an outbreak of fires, brush fires. They don't look like wildfires, they look like brush fires, but there are it's massive. So it's the 18th. First scan we get. A lot of blasted lands. Terrifying. These fires are really racing around West Africa at a pace I don't think I've seen before. Becoming numerous and they're joining together. The smoke must be unbearable. More wildfires here. All the way we go, all the way we go back to Senegal. There's just fires. It's like West Africa is seeing an epidemic of wildfires right now. Yeah, these wildfires are burning further out. Damn. Some big wildfires. Huge patches lost. This is Burkina Faso. It's a very violent fire. A lot of smoke. It's like a deep-seated fire just happening right in the center. Back to that fire again. That's Senegal. Real big patchy fires just happening all over the place in Senegal. This is nuts. There's fires all over the place in Senegal. This is a new hotspot. Just east of Wakari. Huh. Pretty big fires. Or just slow lumbering little fires that just slowly eat away at the fuel, but it leaves behind ash and pestilence. We got a lot of work to do. Africa is burning. I don't know how else to put it. We were seeing pretty big wildfires in South Africa earlier in the season, near Limpopo. Also seeing lots of fires that were through Botswana to Mozambique, but now we're seeing up here in Western Africa. Dozens of large fires that have burned over the last few days, few weeks, that are leaving behind huge, patchy burns of scorched earth. Massive fires. Okay. We got some work to do. On that note, that is all of the time that I have for today, at least for right now. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out immensely. Enjoy doing this quite a bit. Wow. Just happened to zoom in on fire. So much fire. burning patches, just patches of scorched earth all over the place in West Africa, from Senegal to Cameroon. Pretty significant. Just for future sake of here, 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 now here. And some here. There's a lot of large areas of wildfire. Wildfires are becoming quite epidemic in West Africa. Alright, please take care of yourself. I will see you again.